TechGuy276, the developers of Candy Crush, Pet Rescue Saga, Farmville Saga, or whatever bloody hell sagas. A couple of weeks ago, they trademarked the word candy, therefore forcing all these developers that have actually created apps before Candy Crush to rename their apps or remove them, and even candy in America, like we call it sweets over here, but in America they call it candy. And if they had the word candy in it, then they'd get a lawsuit, or they'd have to be forced to change the name, or they'd just be remove the product entirely. And I was reading a story that a developer of this, virtually the same as Candy Crush, I think it's called Candy World. You'll find it on the Play Store and the App Store. His grandmother died, and he created this app because she liked sorting things and into groups and then sorting them out and then doing it that way. And he dedicated this app to his grandma, and then he called it Candy World. And he made it 3 or 4 years before Candy Crush, and Candy Crush are asking him to remove the game or change the name, and he said no, this app is a special meaning to me. And he must have wrote a full essay, and he was just even the patterns and even the colours, like on his game it would be a blue and white striped candy with a line across it saying with writing on it saying candy. And in the Candy Crush version, you get a blue circle with a little reflection. That's about it. And I'll put a link in the description, but to this story if I can find it. But it's just, they've created this app, Candy Crush, and then they've just decided to go after anything that, I don't know why. Like, why can't developers just be happy and share their information with other? I understand that it's a patent and you don't want. Imagine, like, I know, like now you've got technology companies like doing this and then doing that, and they don't want their ideas being stolen by other companies and etc. etc. But in a way, it's bad, because if Ford decided to patent a car or a vehicle with 4 wheels that had automatic steering, you had steering wheels, you had automatic gearboxes, manual gearboxes, and it converted petrol to energy, and then it propelled you forward. Like, imagine if they painted that. Like, you wouldn't see Renault, Mazda, Volkswagen. You wouldn't see any of them today. And if it weren't for if Ford painted, we wouldn't be able to get anywhere, or we'd just be driving around Fords, which in a way is a sad way to live in, because what a life would that be? Like, imagine if imagine if we just had Apple and they just said, right, if you ring somebody off this device, that's it, that's the patent, and Samsung comes along and creates the same virtual device. Like, Apple go, oh, you can't do that, it's based. I'm exaggerating it, but imagine if that happened. Like, we wouldn't get many innovations that happens today. Imagine if somebody patented a smartwatch like 10 years ago and they actually didn't even create it, because you can still do that. You can still patent an idea, but you've still not created it. That's what Apple do. That's what Apple do all the time. They've patented something that they haven't even created yet, therefore blocking the opportunity for other companies to actually create. I'm not going to say steal, because by that time the other companies don't know about what the original company was doing. They've just painted it so nobody else can steal it. But if somebody else comes along and creates their own idea at the same time, then they're known as copying. And it's just Candy Crush. It's a crap game. All these different games on the App Store, they're not really innovating anything. I love puzzle games, and I love having like 5 minutes where I could just do a puzzle and go, oh yeah. But instead of these like casual gamers where you press on, like it's like Temple Run, it's like the Temple Run syndrome. How many games like Temple Run has actually come out now? There's even even the cereal makers, Crave, they've created one and it's crap. And on that note, guys, thanks for listening. See you next video. Bye.